And today we'll be talking about the two secret ingredients for online marketing. The two ingredients that you need to have success in your online marketing. Okay, my name is Maximus Christopher, and in the Prolific podcast, we talk about spirituality, mindset, sales, marketing, entrepreneurship, and how to impact the world with the investment of your personality. So you see, people talk about how much success they're having online. You know, they have low cost per clicks, conversion, and are making serious cash. Yet when you go to publish your own campaign, you get frustrated regardless if it's the technology or your cost per clicks. It just isn't working. The majority of people using online marketing give up. They give up. And you're asking me, okay, Maximus, why? Online marketing is like entrepreneurship. Okay, you can have the best blueprint and formula in the world, but without the two critical ingredients for online marketing, just the same for entrepreneurship as well, your efforts are doomed to failure. You're going to fail. And those two secret ingredients are iteration and patience. Yes, iteration and patience. Of course, you're asking yourself, okay, iteration, patience. What iteration and what patience? What's actually what does that have to do with me making money and me making sales with my online marketing and having success with my online marketing? So here's the deal. If you have $50 or $250 to spend in online advertising, or if you think you are going to get results from day one, or if you don't think that some of your ads will even get banned when you're doing it for the first time, you should probably just continue using luck. And I talked about yesterday's podcast about you using luck for your business. If you think that's what's going to happen, nothing's going to happen to your money, you're just going to put ad for the first time and you make a lot of money, then I think it's better for you just get that cash and burn it up. It's easier that way for you to just get the cash and burn it up, okay? Because what you don't understand is you're doing it for the first time, okay? You're doing it for the first time, so it takes iteration. It takes you understanding, and I want to let you know why online campaigns fail. I want you to appreciate for a moment just how much has to go right for an online marketing campaign to work. And I want you to understand that, it takes a lot, and appreciate what it takes for it to be successful. First, let's look at a typical marketing campaign where you can't see the data. Okay, for instance, you use radio and print ad, or maybe a billboard, even flyers. I live in Lagos, and most of the time when I go out and people hand me flyers, I don't get to accept them. But when I get to take them, sometimes maybe something catches my attention, and I see something in the design that catches my attention because I'm a creative person as well, and let me get this. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it works, because there's no data. There's nothing you can look back and say, okay, we shared 500,000 or 5,000 flyers, and we had 20% conversion rate. There's no data to actually say this is what is working. And when you put on a billboard, you put your stuff on the billboard, there's no data to come back and say, okay, this is what working. Even when you do the same thing on radio as well, you can't actually say this is what is working on radio. So you see, so now the difference between online marketing is that from the very moment that someone starts advertising, you can see everything. You can see the cost per click, you can see the cost per conversion, you can see the click-through rates. So you can see all of that. You get data real time. You actually see all of that real time. You can go and you see all that real time. But the thing is, that is dangerous. It is dangerous. It means you see in front of your advertising platform, clicking the refresh button over and over again. You say, okay, I want to see this. I want to see what's happening. I want to see this. I want to see what's happening. You get a couple of conversion, and you high five yourself. You beat your chest and say, "Whoa, man, I am good. I'm good at what I do." You come back an hour later, and you see $7 per conversion. Then a few hours later, $11 per conversion. Okay. Now, because you've seen, a couple of people and others that have been doing this for quite some time, and they like to admit and tell you that, they're getting a dollar conversion, and you start thinking maybe something is wrong. Then you go into your different assets and start tinkering, turning things on and off at random. But now you have to understand what's happening is at this very moment comes from, what's happening at this very moment, it comes from human psychology and is based on following what's hot. Following what's hot. When we see something that doesn't work, we want to cut it. But it doesn't have to be that, it doesn't have to be that way. So what do? You turn off a few ads and then you feel good. And again, you got some losses under control and you're feeling good about it. But then you come back another day and all your conversions are still $11.50. At this point, you start getting worried. Isn't this thing supposed to work? Isn't it supposed to work? Max said online conversion, you can get for $1. It is easy for you to just put $5, $7, $100, you get back 10%. You get back 10-fold of your return on investment. You put in 100, you should get back 1,000. It's not like that. So this is where patience comes in. Okay, this is where you have to not be patient. In our society, patience isn't something we possess in abundance. I live in Lagos, and if you live in Lagos, patience is not something that we have. Everybody's in a hurry. Everybody wants to be ahead. And if you're someone that you've traveled out of Lagos, out of the country, you understand that what we're doing, we being impatient, actually, is not helping us. We live in Lagos whereby someone will tell you, man, you have to be, if you're not smart, guy, if you're not smart, you have to be fast, you have to be agile, you have to be in front, because what? No go do yourself. But the truth is this, if you've traveled out and you see how sane people are outside the country, you'd be amazed and tell yourself that we think we're wise, but actually we're very, very stupid. We act foolishly. You're in traffic and you want to get ahead. We act foolishly. So we don't have patience in abundance. It's not something that we possess. But you can teach yourself to have that as well. If the environment is not conducive for you, you can train yourself to learn how to live from the inside out. So before we can start iterating, we need to have patience and let our eyes actually lose money. Yes, let it lose money. You're wondering, lose money? Yes. If you go online and ask successful entrepreneurs that are using online advertising for their marketing, they will tell you, I have a coach, she will tell you in every 10 ads that she gets to put online, 8 fails. So it's the 2 that succeeded that she's running. 8 failed. 2 is working, but you wouldn't know. You come online, you see, 2 successful ads. You go everywhere, you see her, she's there, she's doing a lot of stuff, she's making a lot of money, and you're like, okay, I want to copy the same thing that she's doing, and you go and you copy the same thing that she's doing, and you don't see the same result, and you're wondering what is happening. This person is lying. But what you don't know is the failure. So when you put on ad, you at first when you're starting, you have to fail, you have to lose some money. Failure is not a problem. See, failure, embrace failure. Because why? Thank God what you're doing is you can have data. So what do you do now? You have data to follow on. Because when you run your ad for the first time, probably for the first 7 days or 10 days, what you want to get is data. You want to get data back. So you're not running because you want to be successful. You're running so you have data. So you have to be patient. Okay? I know you're thinking, what are you telling me? Are you telling me to flush my money down the toilet? Yes, I am. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now. But it's going to give you data to go on and revise. So you do a revision and iteration of the ads. So if you do this, what's going to happen? You're going to get ton of data, okay, you're going to know who in your audience responds the best, as well as the placement ads, images, titles, videos, description that work most efficiently. So on the topic of iteration, so while on the subject of images, videos, titles, and descriptions, because we are lazy as entrepreneurs. I mean, there's another problem I always see: creating a couple variation and saying that's good enough. Okay, so if you're not testing, now you're going to be like, I mean, what is this? If you're not testing, at least let me see, 30 ads across at least 2 audiences, you simply won't get the data that you want and need. You're wondering, yes. So on top of that, your laziness will come back to kick you in the butt. Why? You're paying for data and not getting it. So what you need to do is you need to have a couple of ads. Yes, you need to have a couple of that, because what you need to know what works and what doesn't work. You can't actually tell. You mean you don't know what's going to work? You don't. It's like you're saying you know what people want to buy. You don't know what people want to buy. People have to tell you what they want to buy. They may not know they're telling you, but they'll tell you what they want to buy. So when you run ads, you have to wait. Okay, now you've had 7 days of patience. Congratulations. 7 days of patience. Wow. What next? Since you've had the patience and you have enough not to, I mean, you're there, you held yourself not to open the Facebook ad manager, not been refreshing every 5 minutes, turning off ads and sweating, and you'll be rewarded with a ton of useful data. Okay, you'll then be able to analyze the data to determine what worked and what didn't work. So if you're asking the question how, now you analyze it based on placement, demographic or geographics, and ad titles, description, and link descriptions. So now you have data. Now you can go back and say, okay, this is what I need to look at. So this means that for the first time, while you may have used ages 21 to 55, male and female, you may not discover that your sweet spot is actually females between 34 to 45. Okay? Now you're not finding out, oh, I mean, people in Lagos don't do well, or people in Kaduna do well. People in South Africa actually love my ad, or people in Kenya resonate with what is it that I put out there. So what do you know? You now have data. Now you will go back and create another 36 ads and target that specific audience. Give it another 7 to 10 days. Maybe at the same time creating a new campaign to target other audiences as well. So you see how it's not easy, but it is easy when you understand what you need to do, because why? You now have patience to go about it. Now this is not difficult. It's not a difficult process, okay? You can easily put the campaign together in a few hours each week. Think of it as your Saturday morning. I mean, Saturday, you can just sit down on Saturday morning and you get this thing done in just a couple of hours. I mean, it doesn't have to take you all day. It doesn't take all day. And right now you can do, I mean, something you can do on your mobile phone. So now this is what happens. Your patience is rewarded with data. And that data can be used to reverse and launch the campaign again. Repeat as necessary. Okay? Each time you get your click cost lower, each time more people click your ad, each time your cost per conversion comes down. 4 weeks and 4 iterations later, your $11.50 conversion now costs probably $2.50. So it ends up looking a bit like this. If you have the graph, you end up looking like this. I mean, you start, then it goes down, then it comes up. So that's how it looks, okay? So if you're watching on video right now, so you start like that. So you start, I mean, it's like this, then there's a dip. So you go and there's a dip. If you're watching this podcast on the video, you see what I'm doing. So you go, then there's a dip there. You understand? So this is the results, and this is the effort. So your result and your effort. So you go and there's a dip, then you go up there, because now at the beginning at your entrepreneurial adventure, you're excited. I mean, you have your products and services. You're A little scared, of course, but the anticipation is great. So you got your first sales and clients through referrals and networking. Probably that's how you got your first sales and clients. Much like online marketing, when you're creating your lead magnet, landing pages and email automations, it's all fun. I mean, you're excited. You're creating your lead magnet. So this thing, man, is a banger. This is a lot of people are going to be excited to get this stuff from me. A lot of people are going to be happy to have this stuff from me. My landing page, oh boy, these landing pages, wow, man, this thing, I killed it. Then you launch and you hit the deep. Just like entrepreneurship, you go through the emotional roller coaster. You think it's not going to work. But if you have persistence, patience, and iteration, a little budget, you don't need $5,000 to do all this I'm talking about. Okay, with $100, you can actually do that. So you get to the point where you can put in $1 and get back 10. Remember, when it comes to online marketing, I want you to listen to this. There's a reason why the majority of people don't achieve success. It comes back to persistence and iteration. That's what it comes down to. So if you don't have it, you might as well just give up right now. I mean, just give up. If you don't have it, just give up right now. If you don't have it, man, you can't be a successful entrepreneur as well. If you don't have it, just give up. And no one will be able to help you. No, I mean, I can't even help you if you don't have patience, if you don't have iteration, if you don't have persistence. I can't help you. You just end up relying on blind luck. I can't help you. No, I can't. So that's what you need to do. You need to have patience. You need to have iteration. You need to have the persistence to actually pursue this thing, to pursue it and see, okay, this is not going to work. This is going to work. So at first, that is what you need to do. So get your data back, then you start doing it all over and over again. But if you don't want to do all that, then you can do the content marketing right. It's going to take you some time, but it's going to work as well. So because when it comes to good ads that perform very well, I mean, ads is just you having great organic content and you're adding money to it. So if you have great content online that people resonate with, that people are like, man, this stuff is, I mean, thank you for putting this out there and it's helping me. Then you put money on it, it's going to work. Because it's great organic content, and you just put money, and poof. Okay? So I want to thank you for listening to today's podcast. Today is day 5, the episode 5 of our podcast. And then, like I said, I'll be going live for 105 days. Just imagine that 5 days is gone already. Now it's remaining 100 days. So thank you for joining me for today's podcast. My name is Maximus Christopher, and in this podcast, like I said, all we're talking about is sales, marketing, mindset, spirituality, and how to impact the world with the investment of your personality. So I want you today to look at your online marketing and see why it hasn't succeeded. It's probably because you don't have the patience, you don't have iteration. So you need to have that persistence to stay on it and see that, okay, I've gotten the data. What do I do now, right now? I've gotten the data. So how do I change? How do I tinker this stuff to make it work? So that is what you need to do. Today's Friday, so you can take the time to actually go through your stuff on a Saturday and make it work. I love you so much, and I'll see you, and God bless you. Have a wonderful day.